Mike, how can I help you?
Yeah, just out of curiosity, so just wanted to know how would you prove the Quran is? I understand that the Quran is written in its style and poetry, and that the Arabs at the time and even now were able to produce something similar to it. But what would you? I mean, if they don't know Arabic, it's hard to see the miracle. So, so
We can
what
go over
would
some
you?
examples.
Yeah, we can go
Do you
over
mind
some
if I
examples.
respond, Kwa?
That's all you, yeah.
Okay. So, Mike, not only are you going over like the linguistic miracles and how the people in the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam could not replicate or could not bring a specific or any verse or chapter like the Quran, and they immediately could tell that this was something that was different and that was something that was distinct from their poetry. Not only is that a very strong foundational argument for the linguistical miracle of the Quran, but also we have prophetic miracles within the Quran as well, where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right here, by virtue of the revelation that he has been given from Allah, he was able to predict things. He was able to foretell of things that would happen, things that were so absurd whenever it comes to the probability of these things coming into fruition. Yet time and time again, he got these things true. Do you want to go over some examples, or do you want to go over historical miracles as well? Because the Quran tells us a lot of knowledge pertaining to ancient Egyptology, ancient Babylonia, ancient Mesopotamia. The Quran mentions specific figures who lived in this time. It mentions specific prayers that were applied to these rulers and these authoritative figures in ancient Egypt. The Quran goes over what the ancient Babylonians used to worship. The Quran goes over the distinction and titleage applied to the different rulers in the different times in the Middle Kingdom period, the Second Intermediate Kingdom period, and the New Kingdom period. Whenever it comes to ancient Egypt, the Quran gives us a lot of indication, a lot of knowledge, right, that was not contemporary in the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? So not only is the Quran giving us knowledge about the unknowable past, but it's also giving us knowledge about the unforeseeable future. And for us to say, as people looking to the revelation of the Quran, if time and time again, the Prophet Muhammad is able to give us very accurate, historical, succinct details about ancient nations and ancient tribes and ancient regions that came thousands and thousands of years before him, and he's able to tell us about specific events that will occur 10, 15, 20, 50, 100, 500, 1,000, 1,500 years after his time, and these things come into fruition. All right, and these traditions all trace back to the Prophet Muhammad. Then if we use the principle of IBE, inference to the best explanation, and they call this inductive reasoning, then we would easily come to the conclusion that it's more probable and it's more plausible, and with the evidence and with the criteria that we're setting forth, that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had some sort of miraculous knowledge, right, that is within the Quran, and it wouldn't have been some sort of a guessing and just throwing a bunch of things out there and saying a bunch of things, and some things are correct and some things are inaccurate. This is not what we see within the revelation that was given to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So what would you like to go over? Would you like to go over prophetic miracles of him making a specific prophecy of something that will occur at a later time, or do you want to go over historical miracles that we can find within the Quran, where the Prophet Muhammad has mentioned something about ancient Egyptians or ancient Babylonians or these ancient regions or these tribes or these groups, where he gave us very historical, succinct information that we can back up and verify it with epigraphical data, with archaeological data, so on and so forth, with paleography, whatever it may be. What do you want to go over?
Well, I mean, what about the argument that many of these non-Muslims say that Prophet Muhammad borrowed a lot of the stories from the Bible and borrowed them from the Torah and other?
I got you. So I'll respond to this. All right. It's very simple. Whenever it comes to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he's aware and he has knowledge that is not found within the Bible on these ancient groups. I'll give you one example. Okay. But just like so we know, are you a Christian or are you like someone who's inquiring into Islam? You're a Muslim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay. طيب تعال نروح على سورة الأنعام. Right here. Let me take you to the verse. We'll go to chapter 6 of the Quran. Give me a big screen, Yakor, please. We're going to go to the Quran, go to chapter 6, verse 74 through 78, or you could just look to my screen, okay? And mention, O Muhammad, when Abraham said to his father Azar, do you take the idols as deities? Indeed, I see you and your people to be in manifest error. And thus we show Abraham the realm of the heavens and the earth, that he would be among the ones certain in faith. So when the night covered him, he saw a kawkab in the Arabi. And kawkab just means like a planet or celestial body. Kawkab. Najm is star, but here they translate it as star, but it's fine. Star, planet, celestial body. This is the first thing that they were associating to Allah in worship, right? So remember that. So when the night covered him, he saw a kawkab, a planet, a star, and he said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "I like not those that disappear." And when he saw the moon rising, right, the second thing that they were worshiping and associating to Allah. When he saw the moon rising, he said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "Unless my Lord guides me, I will surely be among people gone astray." And when he saw the sun rising, he said, "This is my Lord, this is greater." But when it set, he said, "Oh, my people, indeed, I am free from what you associate with Allah." So what were they associating with Allah, ya Mike? They were associating, right, the sun. They were saying the sun was a god. They were saying the moon was a god. And they were saying the star, right? So this is what the ancient Babylonians and ancient Mesopotamia were worshiping. Now, whenever it comes to how we know this information, we look to epigraphical and archaeological data. So this is an article that a woman wrote. Her name is Sarah Pizzamente. Just wait to pull up. Sarah Pizzamente. And she goes over how the ancient Babylonians used to worship Nana, Shamash, and Ishtar, right? This astral triad. Right, that she goes over and she covers it a little here. I'll show you the pictures of it. And this is basically like an ancient pagan trinity or a triad, right? Where here we see the moon, the sun, and the celestial body. So we see an astral triad that the ancient Babylonians used to worship. Here's the epigraphical and archaeological data that the modern day excavationists have found, right? The man who found this, I'll show you what he looks like. He's a G. Right here. I'll show you what it looks like. This is him. This is the man who did this excavation in the 19th century, and he went to Iraq, and he dug hundreds and hundreds of feet beneath the sand, and he was able to find all of these artifacts. So right here, we have the astral triad that they would worship. Ishtar, Nana, and Shamash. Okay? So this is the astral triad. 3 celestial bodies that they used to worship, an astral triad. Now, whenever it comes to the other artifacts, here you can see them. Here's the moon. Here's the moon. Here's the planet, and here's the sun. Right here again. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Right, and here's some guys worshiping. Right. So this is what the ancient Babylonians used to worship. Now, when we go to the Bible, right, the Bible speaks on Abraham. The Bible speaks on Abraham's people. Okay. Now right here in Joshua chapter 24 verse 2, it says, "Joshua said to all the people, 'This is what the Lord, the God of Israel says. Long ago your ancestors, including Terah, the father of Abraham, and Nahor, lived beyond the Euphrates River and worshipped other gods.'" Right? So the Bible doesn't provide for us the historical and accurate and succinct data whenever it comes to this astral triad that the ancient Babylonians worshipped. So if the Prophet Muhammad was copying off of the Bible, right, he didn't copy this language. He didn't say that Abraham's people were worshipping other gods. He says Abraham's people were worshipping an astral triad. The pagans in the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam's time, they were worshipping the astral triad. So how did the Quran know this? Right? This is one argument that you can bring. Okay? And this is something that's no one could have known contemporary to the time of the Prophet Muhammad. Right? The Prophet Muhammad, if are we to say that he went and traveled to Iraq and he went and he did these excavations and he was able to pinpoint a regional location and a geographical location and find out what the ancient Babylonians were worshipping and he included it into the Quran? Or was this knowledge that was given to him from the divine God? Right? So it's pretty simple. That's one argument you could pose.
I have, you know what? I have a lot of questions. I did take some philosophy courses and all that, but I think I'm trying. I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm sure, but is there like you guys have a special discussion board where or is it that I kind of heard you guys talk about something about that? I'd like to join in because I got a lot of questions and would like to continue. If that's if you guys have anything available.
Go ahead, Koi.
Yeah, sure. So we do have
He's asking for the link.
Yeah, we have a server in the Discord. So one of the mods in the chat, his name is Yusuf. Yusuf, go ahead and type. Make yourself useful, please. Yusuf is going to go ahead and type. You're going to see that he has the moderator icon. If you click on his profile and then you go to his bio, you can click on the link in his bio and you can join the server. It's mostly just a server where we chill and we talk. It's just a bunch of Muslimin and whatnot. But there are a lot of knowledgeable Muslims in there, so if you ever want to ask questions, there's always going to be somebody in there to answer them.
No, okay. Is there such a? It's a website.
No, it is a server on a particular
server.
app called Discord.
Discord. Okay. Is that the one I see over here? Discord.gg/Damascus.
Yes, that's exactly what you're seeing.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, most definitely. I took a lot because I do got a lot of questions, and I've discussed with other people, and I just I think it'd be nice that and I'm sometimes some people they just they don't have the answers.
Absolutely, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, if you join the server, you can ask me a question, you can ask somebody else a question. If they don't have the answer, they will 100% be able to direct you to somebody that does.
Oh, okay, great. All right, well, I'll definitely jump in. I appreciate it.
All right, for sure. I appreciate you, Akhi.
Thanks a lot.
Alrighty, take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam.